Hey, it's your girl Jojo T. Gibbs, and I'm chilling with actress Candice Renee and DJ D-Rec. And we're continuing our conversation about noteworthy R&B girl groups from the 90s and early 2000s that ruled the airwaves.
I think it takes a special person to be in a
group.
I agree.
Music videos that excited fans and songs that we really love.
Ooh, I love this conversation. I'm just living my little childhood dream. If I could join any group from the 90s, it would be TLC.
Now, if you're a lover of all things R&B, we'll be taking you back down memory lane with our special guests, Felisha and Fallon from the group Cherish. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we reflect on the best girl groups from the golden era.
702. I liked 702 because the name represented their, was the area code.
I thought that was a good idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
What is 702?
The area code of Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're from
where
Vegas.
From?
Yeah.
Random.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
But like only certain area codes sound cool.
Yeah.
That's true.
My hometown area code is cool.
What's
864. I think you could get away with it.
I don't know about that.
I don't like it.
864?
It doesn't flow.
Y'all haters. Y'all haters. What you mean?
See, and
702 was perfect. I think the O in the middle always helps.
702.
702 was perfect. And then I remember when they came out, they had a song with this other group, like a male group called Subway. Was it Subway?
Yes.
Boy, I don't wanna leave you, so I'll stay for a little while. But we play by my rules, 'cause being loose just ain't my style. No.
Felisha and Fallon are best known as members of the group Cherish, who rose to fame in 2006 with their Atlanta snap anthem, Do It To It, which stayed on heavy rotation with the 106 and Park generation.
Thank y'all so much for coming and being with us today. It's so nostalgic. We, of course, we had to play Do It. And we've been snapping it, rocking with it. I have anyway.
I was good at snapping. I'm not even from Atlanta.
What was that like, being in Atlanta, your hometown, and y'all got songs coming out that are like popping all over the country? Y'all got the biggest Atlanta rappers in your videos, and y'all just like popping. Like, what was that like? Were y'all teenagers at the time, or?
Yeah, it was wild.
I will forever be grateful to be a part of Atlanta history, and just being from there, watching some of the dopest artists growing up, and then being a part of the music industry, similar, having, similar moments is just amazing. Like you can't even put it into words. Like it's just the Atlanta scene then and even now is just so pivotal to the music industry that I know that I can speak for me and Fallon and just say we're so proud to have been a part of that entire, just the movement and just Atlanta period and the culture of Atlanta.
Yeah, no, that time in history was definitely a vibe. Like I was young,
but
it was a whole vibe. Like I remember watching y'all video, and I used to watch 106 and Park religiously, And so y'all's video coming on, it just went with the flow of the show. Like when y'all came out, I was like, oh, I like them. Like y'all are dope as hell. Like,
thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you think that being family helped you deal with, because the thing about girl groups is the drama that usually breaks up the groups and things like that, and it's just really hard for female groups to stay together. But do you think being sisters and family helped you guys, navigate through those times?
Absolutely. I definitely think that having family there that just understands, and like it's not like we started at 20, 25 years old. We were literally 7 years old. So we've been in the music industry since we were 7 years old, and that's pretty much all we knew. So growing up in the industry was way easier because we didn't have another life. Music was our life. Right. So coming together, it didn't necessarily separate us for the longest time because that's what we knew and that was our life. So yeah, I think it was a little different.
There was a dependency, sort of factor when it came to each one of us. We didn't want to let each other down. We felt, I think that was probably one of the hardest parts, is feeling obligated to make sure you don't let your sisters down, or you don't let your dad down. Cause it's like you never want to disappoint your parents, So that was probably the harder part of being in a family oriented situation in the music industry that other girl groups probably didn't have to go through. So it has its ups and downs.
Yeah, it's easier to make a decision when you're not emotionally invested.
Yeah.
Right. Even though your father, you know, was teaching you guys how to sing and kind of training you guys up to be powerhouses, were there other girl groups that you kind of looked at and admired? And
Absolutely. I mean, Destiny's Child for sure, In Vogue, TLC, definitely the swag of TLC because they didn't care. You know, that's what we really loved about them. And yeah, like just when it came to vocals, we really loved like harmony because it was 4 of us and we was like, we want to do 4-part harmony. We really want to make sure that's something we hone in on. So we loved Boyz II Men because of that as well. They could sing their butts off. And that's kind of like where we wanted to kind of hone in on is being known for our harmony.
Like girl groups were running the 90s and early 2000s. Like there were so many out at once. Everybody had their own swag. Every one of the girl groups were a part of our history. So it's so hard to just choose one, especially when it comes to R&B. So I would definitely say that we were affected by a lot of them.
so did your father have as much control once you guys' first big single come out? Or was it, you were kind of like under that record label umbrella now, and that was under, you know, that was their control now?
Well, he had control, but also he gave us control because nobody knows that we wrote every single song on each one of our albums. And we grew up being songwriters as well, and he knew how talented we were, and he let us take the reins over what we wanted to hear, what we wanted to be, how we wanted to sound, because he taught us so much. He was just like, y'all got it now.
Yeah.
Being able to write is really what, from my outside perception of the music industry, is what will keep you in the music industry.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. That's what's really kept us in the music industry. If nobody, like our fans, like, where y'all at? But we never really left the music industry. We just been behind the scenes writing music for all types of situations.
I ain't gonna lie, if I were in the music industry, that's how I would want to do it. I would want to be like the producer or the, you know, the one, like the writer, or, and low key, they get paid the most. I feel like, I don't know.
High key.
Straight up.
High key.
Yeah. That the artist money always seems tricky when we talk to people. It's like, we didn't have no money for a long time. You know.
Because with as an artist, if you're not really writing your own music, the biggest way to make money is through touring.
Right.
And you have to kind of stay on tour. You got to do meet and greets. You got to do more music, you know, because you have to kind of keep it moving if you're not writing any music and making any residuals on the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of
I
sense.
feel like I just got a whole lesson on the industry.
I know, y'all giving us the corporate side of things.
There's a lot more where that came from.
From the 90s and early 2000s, we wanted to know, what are your top 5 MCs, female MCs?
Ooh. Lil' Kim, obviously.
Okay.
Gotta say Brad. That's
Brad, sure.
Yeah.
Missy Elliott, I mean, she's both singer, rapper.
MC Light.
Who?
MC Light.
Yep.
And one more.
Who would I say? Did you say Foxy Brown or?
Can we include Nikki? Like, can we do Nikki?
Well, she's not.
You guys get 10, it's 2 of you.
Nikki.
But she came later.
Right, she came later.
She did come much later.
Foxy Brown. Yeah.
Foxy Brown is a good one.
Foxy Brown is a great one, yeah. Nobody ain't said Eve.
No.
Eve. Oh my God, I love Eve. I freaking love Eve.
Love Eve.
Eve was like the female DMX. Like she made
Yeah, she was the female Rough Rider.
Yeah.
And Queen Latifah too. I mean,
Oh, and definitely Queen Latifah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Hands down.
That's a good group. I like it. Solid group.
Yes.
That's
What?
a super group of female MCs.
right?
It is.
Did you guys get to work with any female MCs?
We worked with Queen Latifah. And
With Queen Latifah.
Well, recently, but we worked with Brad back in the day. We were on her record. She hopped on ours.
she did a song called In Love With You. We did the hook.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask what you guys thought about there not being any girl groups presently. Like, why do you think that is? Do you think that, you know, they're should be, or there's gonna be a comeback for them, or like, what do you think about that?
I think it's more the music industry, and I think has a lot to do with social media platforms. Like it's really easy for you to kind of do things as an individual, and coming together at this point, it has to be a group effort instead of being like, you know what, I got 50,000 followers, let me go ahead and do this myself. On top of that, a lot of people coming together, or like 4 women or 4 men for that matter coming together, it's really hard if you're not at the same place in your life to get on the same page. And I think that's the whole stigma around girl groups, is that, oh, why you break up? People realize that people have lives as well. And there's a certain moment that you have to be ready as 4, 5, 3 individuals to get together and make a whole body of work.
I think that groups period are a well-crafted art form that has lost its appreciation over time. However, just like anything, any genre of music comes right back around, it will come right back around. It's not gonna be a stigma of, oh, it's a girl group. No one's gonna care about how many people are in the group, not in the group. The music's gonna be dope. The timing is gonna be right, and it's just gonna happen again. I believe that.
Right. Thank y'all for your time so much and giving us insightful and enlightening information about the music industry, and I wish y'all the best.
Thank you.
Nice.
I am ready to record my album.
Listen.
I've learned everything I need to learn.
All right, we want to keep this conversation going. So let us know what girl groups you would like to see get back together and release an album in the comments below. And don't sleep on episode 5, because we're going to be talking to 7 Streeter and Shanice.